Friends, when we talk about India's trajectory, the growth trajectory of India now, we are at a very crucial stage and we are being tested. And first compliment to Vishwa Kendra and to Uday. It is no more Aahvaan only. Aahvaan is a call. It's already, the challenge has been understood and the challenge is very much in the grip. I must compliment, you have already created the platform. It's a very, very powerful platform that we talk about. And with Bhaskar Bhai and Rajesh Bhai being here and laid the foundation for discussions for next 2 days, well, I am party to it, to many things. Vishwa Kendra, I think Rajesh Bhai told that he came in 1980. Let me inform you that there is a police station next door. And I came here in 1976. And then I used to be coming more as a policeman. And of course, with Bhaskar Chatterjee, my association is very, very old again. 1991, while he was DG NLM and was Joint Secretary, then we started something called Shramik Vidyapit. Shramik Vidyapit became Jan Shikshan Sansthan, which is today perhaps the most important scheme of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Prayas are running 5 of them. So the associations go backwards. Friends with Jaideep and Sujit and Vishal and Vinita, with such eminent migratory birds from the voluntary sector to corporate, is that correct? So they are into migration and they understand it very well, I am sure, and their presence on the dais is very important. They are the right kind of people. Friends, when we talk about India's trajectory, the growth trajectory of India now, we are at a very crucial stage and we are being tested. India being third or fourth largest economy, India being third most powerful military power also, that is one part of it. Now we have to examine, we have to see the role of voluntary sector. The subject is about role of voluntary sector vis-a-vis corporate CSR, but I would like to talk about the role of voluntary sector in India's growth process. Not only that, the SDG which concludes in 2030, there are various parameters. I would not like to discuss, all of you know what the parameters are. Where do we stand in terms of human development indicators? Where do we stand in terms of SDG goals? It is something very important. We don't really create a very glorious chapter in that kind of situation. That contradiction, the, let's say, poverty, inadequacy, marginalization in the midst of prosperity, in the midst of growth, that is where probably the voluntary organizations come in picture. We have a role to play, a very important role to play in not only filling the gaps, but we have to really play the role of the central actors. We have to be there. Now there are 4 very prominent sectors of the country, broad sectors. The government, which may be democratic institutions, which I call from Panchayat to Parliament. The bureaucracy from Patwari to Prime Minister. Prime Minister is also a bureaucrat. He is a CEO of the country. That is one part of it, the government. The corporate, the market economy we talk about, which is most powerful today. In all respects, the market economy, the corporate have become very powerful in this country. 4th sector, as we can call, happens to be the voluntary sector, the voluntary organizations. 3.7 million voluntary organizations operate in the country, and it has a very, very important role to play. Now, these 3.7 million voluntary organizations vying for support, they are also, each one requires support, each one requires funding for that. But are we really competing with each other? I am reminded of the trilogy of Indian philosophy, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, Truth, Love and Beauty, where there is no competition. In the world of truth, love and beauty, there is no competition. I add Seva to it, the 4th, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram and Seva, or service. There is no competition in the world of service. Decidedly, the Viksit Bharat or developed India will not take place, will not happen unless 3.7 voluntary organizations join hands with the corporate. Thank you.